Good morning, everybody. Just a quick overview of my Sunday morning. Got the big Delta getting fed from solar, at least a little bit anyway. Not a terrible ton. Because it's just for backup. I'm not living off grid. I'm not trying to feed the neighborhood. But I've got the big guy, and it's over here feeding my other Delta, the smaller one. This thing is still a horse, though. Don't let the size fool you here. This thing will really tote the mail. And it's also pumping power into the river, which is great to have room to room, kind of carry it with you, just like this little mini guy. This thing is great. It's light, you can throw it in a backpack, and it does everything you'd need to in a backpack scenario. So that's my home backup deal. My secondary backup, it's a little smaller. It's 100. It'll put on 105 amps for an hour. Then I also got the backup charger, so if my solar's out, I can use this guy to charge that battery off of this guy. But the idea is, if all this fails, all that fails somehow, some way, I've still got this guy to maintain just enough to survive. This battery is being run. There's my charge controller for the solar, which is bypassed right now because it's feeding directly into this guy. One of the benefits of EcoFlow. You don't need a charge controller. It's all built in. This is plug and play. I can't stress this enough. Buy this one big deal for this huge amount of money, but then you're done. Anyway, it comes in there. It's my inverter. So I can convert everything over. This box and this box are my grid ties. So I can plug in my solar, which is out of those cables out of the ceiling. I can plug those into either one of these boxes. Why do you have two? Well, I'm glad you asked. This one here, even though it's upside down, is only 600 watts. This guy here is 1,000. So my thought is, as I grow this system, if I grow this system, then I can kind of expand it from there. So this works fine now. If there were solar coming in, you could feed it off of here, but there's not, so it doesn't do anything. And just in case everything was starting to fall apart, I've got my lights in here. You can walk and just click the lights. They're LED, they come on. You can turn on the inverter right here, and then you can turn on these little guys. But I like these because they're just LED. They're switches. You can turn on one of them. You can turn on all of them. You can turn whatever. Anyway, it all fits in a closet. It's messy, but off charging days, none of this stuff is here on this table. That just sits right there. And then of course I got my egos, which is great because I can charge all that. I can charge all this stuff. All these, I can charge them right off of that guy, off of the solar. So I'm just, I don't pay for gas and oil changes on the lawn equipment anymore, and I can charge it off solar. I don't even have to plug into the house. This guy, I've got this wired in as soon as I turn on the inverter and stuff, but this guy's wired in to my charge controller. So just gives you another option, so you don't have to turn on everything. I don't know. I think Renogy makes outstanding products. And then of course I'm a huge fan of EcoFlow and Anchor. Don't even get me started on the battery banks, guys. I don't know if you can see all this in there. I've got battery banks for days. It's outrageous. Even these old Anchors. And solar panels and the whole works, guys. It's kind of a sickness. Don't start. Anyway, that's what it looks like in my house.